Hi all, this is Dr.
Hello,
J
everybody.
coming live from Long Island, New York, and my partner.
I'm Mr. Spike today.
Are you streaming live?
We are streaming live from Long Island.
All right. Somebody
All right.
accused me of being a Christopher Russo impersonator. I haven't heard him in ages, but apparently he does something like that.
Oh, is that the guy who does the goal when somebody actually
I don't
scores?
know. He used to be on with, he's the guy that was Mad Dog. He used to be on with,
Oh, like Mike and the Mad Dog?
yeah, on with Francesca, you know.
Yes,
On the
yes. I'm
fan. Now,
moderately familiar with the
I don't
concept.
recall how he started. Anyway, nobody listens to him anymore, I don't think. More people listen to us than to him.
Well, yeah. At this point,
Yeah, at
at
this
this point.
point. I mean, he's a nice enough fellow, and I think he knows his stuff. But once he got buried on that Sirius radio, you know.
Yeah, I think the only one who walked away unscathed was Howard Stern. He was the
Yeah,
only one. He was the only one who got richer.
Howard Stern does well no matter what venue.
Yes, that's why he calls himself the king of all media.
You know something? He's funny. That's admit.
I mean, I once he moved over to Sirius, I stopped watching. I stopped
Well,
listening
he's
because I had no opportunity to.
he's a funny, zany guy, and he could make it in any medium: television, Sirius radio, whatever.
So he claims.
No, I think it's true.
No. So he claims in terms. For a while he was calling himself the king of all media.
The king of all media.
That's what he called himself. Believe it or not.
Well, he's proven it. He's made it on television. He's made it on radio.
On the radio. He made some movies. Nothing Oscar worthy, but still. I liked a couple of those scenes, like the one with the speaker.
Could he have done it without Robin?
Could he have done? Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Robin and Fred was certainly, and Jackie was certainly helpful.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I
never really listened too much when he was on NBC radio.
NBC.
Yeah.
WNBC.
What is that, going back about 20 years?
Easily. I mean, he's been on Sirius for a good 10, I'd say.
Well, NBC was on before the fan, so I don't know how long.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jigglypuff is joining us today. Babooey.
Baba Booey.
Baba O'Rum.
Baba Booey was when he mistakenly got the name of Baba Louie wrong.
Willie's cousin. It's not Sherry, it's Lynn. Sherry is just her email.
Upside down for a second. Turning myself upside down.
Upside down,
I'm doing the flip. This way my finger doesn't cover the camera.
Flip Wilson. You know Flip Wilson?
Yeah, I'm not that old. I mean, I'm not that young, actually. No, I know.
Yeah, you remember Flip Wilson?
Oh, of course.
What did he say?
He was on a sitcom with Gladys Knight.
What did he say?
Oh, else? Oh, yeah, Clarence.
You remember him? What did he say?
What was his catchphrase?
What you see is what you get.
Oh, right. What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you and Lynn says that's correct. It has been verified by Lynn.
Then we know it's true. But he did it as Geraldine. What you see is what you get.
That's right. And Flip, in my opinion, was the funniest man on television.
You don't have an argument with me. I used to love that show.
Oh, I loved him.
That was a great show. Like I said, he did a sitcom more recently with Gladys Knight. That didn't go anywhere. I think I was the only person in the whole United States who liked that show.
Yeah, sometimes they can make it in one show and be a dud in another show. I don't know why. Well, that's why Seinfeld was smart, never to do another show.
Yeah, right, exactly. Very bright.
Yeah.
Very bright.
And how about Jerry Lewis laying a bomb when he tried late night TV?
Oh, you mean as a talk show host?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
terrible.
Oh yeah, that didn't go anywhere.
No.
No, you stick to the telethon. You have to tell them.
Joey Bishop was phenomenal as a talk show host. Jack Parr, Johnny Carson, all great. But Jerry, who was probably the funniest man alive at that time, laid a bomb.
Yeah.
Go figure. So how did you guys enjoy Thanksgiving? Did Clarence and Lynn and Jigglypuff eat a lot? How much did you eat?
Yeah. Jigglypuff is probably extra jiggly and extra puffy, I would imagine.
Together, did the three of you gain
all that
2
food.
pounds? Did you gain a pound each?
Oh, they say that you could gain a pound in a day just by overeating, and I'm sure I did that.
Most people could gain like a pound and a half just inhaling all the turkey aroma. You don't even have to eat it. Just smell it.
My family likes to do the antipasto also, and so I barely even touched my turkey because I was just eating the anchovies and the salami and the cheeses.
Well, I'll tell you, when it comes to turkey, I'm anti-pasta myself. Jigglypuff, you're still eating the turkey.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Did you save me a drumstick, Jiggly? That's my favorite. I love the drumstick, the dark meat.
Yes.
The drumstick.
I heard that about you.
The wings. But the wings are so big.
Well, that being the case, you would think they'd fly better.
Willie's sister is 92. Willie McCovey's sister. Were you at Thanksgiving together with her?
You're right. Dish it out, man.
How many people were at your Thanksgiving? Pie, lots of pie, and buffalo.
Oh, that's the other thing. The desserts we had were unbelievable.
I picked the Buffalo Bills to beat the Cowboys on Wednesday.
I took the Cowboys and got my butt kicked. And I
felt that they would win outright, but 6.5 points was just too much to pass up.
I'm sort of hitting myself for that. I was actually going to ask you how you think you did from last week because I'm looking at last week's results.
On Wednesday I had 2 out of 3, but I'm so disappointed I didn't have the third game. I had Atlanta. They should have covered.
Atlanta looked tough at the end, but the Saints just have too strong a defense.
Listen to this. They miss an extra point, and then the kicker misses a field goal. And after that, New Orleans scores a touchdown right at the close of the second half. And finally, they come back Atlanta comes back with 3 points.
Right.
So there was a swing of minus. What was the swing on that? Instead of being up 4, they were down 4. That's enough.
Yeah, well, I was able to get that and get the spread, so I wasn't complaining. Except that it really was bothering me that they did 3 onside kicks in a row, and all 3 of them were successful. It's like, aren't you supposed to learn after 1? Fool me once, shame on me. That kind of thing.
You blame the coach.
Everybody's doing that. It's like the biggest saw this week. He's got to go. He's got to go.
You blame the coach. I'm blaming the Nick coach for being as bad as they are.
You're blaming the Nick coach.
You know something? All of these coaches.
It's like blaming the teacher for shitty students. I'm sorry.
And they go with the X's and the O's. This guy don't know from X's and O's. Dr. J, do you see Dow 29,000 and as? Yes, I do. I see Dow 30K by the end of the year. 30K on the Dow. Yes. I've been saying that since last November.
And you're saying by year's end?
Would I fire Jason Garrett? No, I would fire Jerry Jones. I mean, Jerry Jones is the most annoying owner in football.
Right. He's as annoying as Steinbrenner was for baseball.
Oh, he's so irritating. I mean, they played their hearts out against New England. Of course, they didn't play great, but it was a close game. They lost to a great team, and that's when he comes down hard on Jason Garrett and the coaching staff, putting them all on notice. I knew that's going to unnerve the whole team. I knew they weren't going to beat Buffalo because of that threat.
Really?
Jerry Jones is what they were saying. Plus, you know, Garrett is probably coming to the Giants.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That's Dr. J's prognostication. You actually see the Dow going to 30,000. Interesting. Excuse me?
Is he worse than Al Davis was? Remember
for the Oakland Raiders?
Oakland Raiders?
I don't know.
Oakland, right?
I mean, for me, wasn't he responsible for taking the Raiders out of Oakland for those years in the 80s?
I don't remember. You know, I don't remember him that well. But nobody is annoying as Jerry Jones to me, personally, except for the owners of the Knickerbockers.
That's funny.
Orleans. They could be even more irritating than Jerry Jones. So Al Davis, you know, I don't remember him that well, but he didn't bother me.
So I'm trying to remember, Dr. J. I'm trying to remember from last week.
Did you? What is TVIX? Oh, TVIX.
Oh, that's the VIX again.
You're not still holding the TVIX.
Of course I am. Oh, it's the VIX Y. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting. You know, eventually I'll pay off.
You must be losing 80% of your money on that stock.
You only lose after you sell.
Oh. That cannot be the case when it goes to zero.
Well, all right. Then I'll throw in the towel. I've been listening to the pundits all week about this.
I wouldn't have asked you that question because you're a mathematician and you know you don't hold 2 times ETFs more than a couple of days. The math is against you.
Well, it's a commodity like any other commodity.
No. mtnb, acad, and atnm. Wow, all 3 rallying. All the small caps, Spike, are shooting up. What does that tell you?
It's telling you that the money's coming back in. All that sideline money is coming back into the market.
It's telling you that we're going to have a melt up. And after the melt up, we're going to have a meltdown.
Okay. And that's when my TVIX will be worth something.
Yeah, but you could have to wait 9 months. You'll have 0 left on your TVIX.
Then I'll just cost average down like I've been doing.
People that own the small caps or are buying them now are going to get very wealthy. Even
if they bail soon enough. I mean, the problem is timing this thing. You know, I agree with you though. I agree with you that this big drop everyone's expecting is probably not going to happen in December. But I do agree with that.
What the heck is going on with Hong Kong and the trade deals with China? Getting
noise. That's all just noise, in my opinion.
Noise?
Well, I mean, the thing is, yeah, it's a meaningful noise in that it affects whether or not the stock market goes up and goes down, you know, for a day or two.
That's about it.
But in terms of, once we see something sustaining that people could trust, then they could actually invest on it. Now everything is like, oh well, people are just looking for reasons. Oh, China said this, and Bush and Trump said that, and China then said this, and then Trump said this other thing.
Well, this guy Neil has been following me for a very long time, for as long as I'm doing this, about a year. He sent me a comment, I think on the last on Wednesday's vlog, saying he was worried. He didn't want to spend Thanksgiving worrying about the China trade deals being delayed. Sherry, I mean, Lynn is hoping that I'm right about the small caps. Don't worry, Lynn.
Yeah.
Take it to the bank. Dr. J is never wrong, unless
Well, see, now when you say that, you have to do his exclaiming now.
How often am I wrong? Once in a while.
Yeah. Well,
not too often.
like I said, Dr. J, you have to do your disclaimer now. Once you make that claim about yourself. See, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is not to be construed as investment advice, more than the stuff that your uncle and your aunt gave you during your Thanksgiving meal yesterday.
First of all, we don't give investment advice.
Right.
Do their own due diligence. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice.
Right.
You forgot.
Right. So put us in the same category as those people you had dinner with yesterday.
It's the way the story goes is the time to buy the TVIX, the time to short the market is when your mailman starts giving you tips.
Ah, that's correct. Right, when the cab driver talks
the cab driver
market. Yeah, that was the old saw. I remember that.
Yeah, but you know something? I've met some pretty smart mailmen through the years.
Right, right.
And some pretty smart taxi cab drivers. So I don't know if that holds anymore.
Well, I mean, you know, are we talking smart? Or are we talking market savvy?
Well, you know, people that put the mail in my mailbox, some of them might have some pretty good stock winners. Just because they're mailmen doesn't mean. I mean, it's just a stupid joke that's derogatory to mailmen, and I don't like that.
So that's why That's why I talked about the cab drivers. A male person, a male, female.
Do I think Trump can beat Bloomberg? No, I do not. I think Bloomberg would beat Trump. I think there are quite a few Democrats that could beat Trump, but not Elizabeth Warren and not Bernie Sanders.
Uncle Joe's
Dr. J is actually calling the overall market. Jiggly is correct. He is correct. Yes. I called a blow-off top months ago, and it did come.
Thank you, Sherry.
And I also called the bottom in November, Christmas bottom. So I made some major calls on market direction.
It's
I also made a couple of good biotech calls, like Biopath, Tandem. I think CVM is going to be a good one. It's already a good one if you came in at 2 and 4.
Well, we should look at that later.
You know, I bought some swing trade. I bought more CVM at 687 for a swing. I was supposed to get out at 775. I never did. But I decided to heck with it. I'm going to let it ride. It is now part of my core position. And Jigglypuff is very nervous about my money in CVM. He's worried about it for me. He says that I'm risking it because it's an all or nothing play, and he's right about that. Right, Jiggly? It's a 0 or 10 times your money play. And they're probably more likely to go to 0 than 70, but not that much more likely. That's why I like it.
70?
Yes, 10 times your money.
I hear you. I hear you.
Write it down, 10 times your money. Write it down. Dr. J said
Dr. J, you interested in discussing any football games this week coming up?
I am. Let's do 3 picks.
Let's week you said
We're going to
the
look at
pan.
Jigglypuff's bread and butter stock ATRS. Remind me,
Oh, okay,
ATRS?
definitely,
I don't
certainly.
know my best. I'm going to add it.
Yeah, CVM. We got to look at
Go
CVM,
ahead.
ATRS, certainly.
What do you
All right.
like for Sunday?
Well, let's see. I mean, like I said, one of the big ones was the Lions game. We were thinking go for the Lions, because they always do well in Thanksgiving, but they played so poorly last week that I had to go against them, even though the Bears seemed to just squeak out above the spread.
Yeah, I gave everybody, not that I gave them, I told everybody my selection by the spread was Detroit, so I was right. I know Chicago. I was
Chicago, right? But it was just a squeak on that.
no Detroit. Chicago did not cover. I had that game right.
Yeah, Chicago. Oh no, Chicago covered it. At least in my pool, they did. It was a three and a
No,
half point cover, and they won by 4.
the spread became 5.5 at the end. You didn't know?
Oh, lucky.
Yeah, at the end the
Actually,
spread
something.
was five
I'm
and a
looking
half.
at the pickings. I'm looking for this coming weekend. There are only 2 games that seem to be very interesting. First of all, is the Patriots versus the Texans, but the Patriots are only a 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah,
Can anybody explain that?
yeah. The
Yeah,
Texans and
Jigglypuff. I won by half also.
Houston
Say
wins
that
it
again.
outright. Patriots can't win every
Excuse
game.
me. Houston wins it out. You think they're going to tank?
Jigglypuff said Chicago covered by a half. The spread was 3.5.
Yeah,
It was three and a
it was
half, but
three
it
and a half
went
for me
up.
as well.
On Wednesday when I gave the pick, it had moved up to 4.5, 5.5. I've seen. So 3.5 was earlier in the week.
Right.
When did you see 3.5, Jim?
Yeah,
Take the
fishy
fishy
side is
side.
right.
Therefore, take Houston. Take the Texans.
That's exactly. So it seems to me. I mean, right now I have the Patriots, and I'm only given 3.5 points. And it seems like a lock to me, but something seems fishy, and I think Jigglypuff is right. If it
Yeah,
seems fishy, it's fishy.
that's right.
The
Therefore,
other game that seems interesting is the Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. That's the Monday night game.
yeah.
And the Seattle Seahawks is a 3-point favorite, and they're playing at home. And I mean, I'm a big Vikings fan. I've been a little bit I've been souring on them lately because they haven't had a great season. But I'm still tempted to take 3 points and the Vikings.
Oh
So
no.
I'm sure you disagree with me as would be usual, Dr. J.
Yeah, this time I disagree. I don't disagree on the taking Houston, however. I like that.
You like the fishy bet?
Seattle in late at 3.
You would.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I think Russell Wilson right now might be the best quarterback in football, arguably. And they're at home. They're on a roll. Shoeless Joe Jackson. What's he got to do with football?
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Moe.
I remember a baseball player.
Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Moe.
Yeah. 49.
Yeah, no, you're right. Seattle dispatched New England very well last week. I mean, the Eagles last week.
Over the Ravens? Who do you like? 49ers over the Ravens?
Oh, the 49ers over the Ravens. That one's an interesting one, too. Believe it or not, I am taking the Ravens and giving the 6 points. Although, again, I think I'm crazy.
No, you're getting 6 points.
If I'm taking the Ravens?
Aren't they underdogs?
No, the Ravens are the favorite. I think I have to switch that one. I mean, it seems to me that 78% of the people on Yahoo on Yahoo Sports are picking the Ravens and giving the 6 points.
I don't get it. Why are they favorite?
Well, because they're very, 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 very hot. And right now, actually, I checked the odds. They have the best odds. they even beat the Patriots for having the best odds to make it into the Super
Well,
Bowl.
Richard Sherman called me up and said there's no way the Ravens are beating them. So I have
He
inside
did.
info on that game.
All right. You know something, Dr. J? I'm going to go with you and go against the crowd.
Lamar Jackson over Russell Wilson.
How
How about Patrick Mahomes? If you're talking the best of this year, maybe Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes
over Lamar Jackson,
is.
over Russell Wilson. I'll throw out a name, Patrick Mahomes. What do you think?
You're saying of the three?
Yeah.
Of the three, I would say. I'm not going to go with Mahomes. I don't know why. I guess because he got hurt. He got hurt and lost a couple of days. So I'm going to go. That's me.
You would
How about
pick
you?
Patrick Mahomes as the best of the three?
No, like I said, I wouldn't. I like Mahomes a lot, but
I think so too. Who else could you throw into the mix? Aaron Rodgers, of course.
Aaron Rodgers is actually doing extremely well. And Drew Brees is actually, I mean, despite the fact that he couldn't play a little bit, he came back and he came back strong, even though I like what Teddy's been doing with the team.
I don't know.
Let's
I think
see.
if I were building a team right now, I might pick Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback. I think so.
Okay. You can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Mahomes can't run as well as Wilson, and yeah, that's true.
Okay. Let's see. Everything else seems to be sort of the only other thing, at least in terms of this week coming up, is the Panthers are giving all of 10 points to the Redskins. And that's, I mean, I sometimes I bristle it at high spreads.
I just would lay off that game.
Yeah, I have no choice. I have to play them all. Yeah, Mahomes can't run. I agree.
My number one pick is the New York Jets to win 4 in a row against the hapless Bengals. 4 in a row. And I heard Boomer Esiason is going to dress for that game. We just don't know for the Bengals or for the Jets.
That's funny.
We're not sure yet which side of the field to line up on. But he's dressing for that game.
I think Don knows the real thing, so I'm going with you on that one.
The Jets will win by 14 points.
Oh, well, they only need to win by 3.5, my friend.
14. Okay, let's get
into some stocks.
We didn't discuss politics. How about Trump eating turkey over in Afghanistan? Did you know he was dishing out turkey wings to the men?
Was it real turkey? I remember that time when Bush went over to Iraq. They found out that the turkey he served was actually a fake one.
No, what happened is Trump had his chef at Mar-a-Lago cook up the turkey, and he flew it over.
Okay.
And with all
he didn't fly his chef over because that would have probably hurt his immigration status.
Whatever else we have to say about Trump, he finally acted presidential by showing up.
Yeah.
In Afghanistan. Makes me feel good that he's showing some signs of being a president.
You mean actually listening to one of his advisors for a change in his life?
Well, maybe he thought of it himself. Give him a little credit.
Okay. Well, from your mouth to God's ear, Dr. J.
Look, I like to give people credit for things that are good, whether it was an advisor or not an advisor, whether it's the only good thing he ever did in his life. He did a good thing.
Okay. I'm with you then.
Yeah.
You're right. What's right is right, and that was right.
Naeed, hello from snowy Utah.
Is it snowing in Utah?
There was an old vaudeville routine back in the 20s, and there would be a girl dressed in a sexy little nothing, walking out on stage with a dirty old man following her, and she would do a little dance, a little bend, a little this, a little that, and she would say, "I'm from Utah," and the dirty old man behind her would say, "Where the hell is Utah?" I don't like that one.
I don't get it.
Well, we'll have to draw you a Venn diagram.
No, I mean, I heard the one from the Sunshine Boys when they said, "Stay away from my nurse because she's from Virginia."
One.
Excuse me?
I can't tell if Saeed has gave me a funny face.
Well, he's doing laughing so hard that he's crying.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's that one.
Yeah, so Utah is a state that put Romney in office.
Right.
After Massachusetts, so
Wow. Spent a lot of time in Utah before Massachusetts.
Putting Romney in office is funnier than my joke, "Where the hell is Utah?" Yeah.
Well, a lot of things are funnier than that joke.
No, not really. You know what it is?
I guess I'm missing the punchline.
You have to picture a pretty girl in a skimpy outfit, bending down and sticking her tushy out.
Right.
And this dirty old man walking behind her. She's singing, "Where the hell is..." She's saying that she's from Utah, and he's saying, "Where the hell is Utah?" You still don't like it.
I guess I'm just a little clueless. Like I said, there was the other one about the
type show, Vaudeville. You heard of Vaudeville?
I've heard of Vaudeville.
Okay.
Yes, I've heard of Vaudeville. Like I said, the joke that I heard was, "Stay away from that girl. She's from Virginia." And the guy says, "After I date her, she's never going back there."
We have another one to chart. Write it down.
GUD. Okay. Right. The other one was that I have a girlfriend from south of the border, and every now and then she comes across.
We're getting homework. We have GUD. We have a bunch of others. I forget the others already.
Well, we got to do ATRS. We got to do GUD. We got to do our usual CVM because we can't do. And we should definitely look at the S&P just to see to make sure that everybody knows that we're still poised.
There are 3 stocks I've been tweeting that are going to be taken over in 2020, and that is ACAD. The second one was amrn, and the third one was, what was the third one? I'm tweeting it out and I don't remember.
Was it one of your? Was it one of your farmers?
Lynn loves my humor. You know what it is, Lynn? You don't care how terrible my jokes are.
I'm less too, Sean.
And I appreciate that. I love you too. All right, so if Spike couldn't even crack a smile at that story, then I guess it's not too good. Again,
I'm sorry. You know, like I said, usually I get these even when they're not funny.
You have to see it on stage.
I'm just not clever enough.
Sean,
either that or I'm not lecherous enough.
Sean is lost.
Yeah, Sean doesn't get it either,
no.
which makes me feel like I'm in good company.
Okay. So are we going to chart or what?
Yeah, why don't we chart the S&P first, just to get a more general view of what's going on around here.
I don't remember the third stock I said is a short thing takeover.
Oh, a short takeover. Hey, let me ask you a question, because Kramer sort of implied this, but I'm not sure.
I remember clvs, CLVS.
Oh, clvs. Okay. All right. Those are takeovers in 2020, according to Dr. J.
In 2020.
So Kramer was sort of intimating that Netflix isn't really going to suffer so much from, even though like people are taking away their content a little bit, and there are these other these other alternative streamers, in particular because of Disney, and he seemed to indicate, and this is that maybe Apple TV is going to need a streaming service to sort of jump on what they're doing. Does that make any kind of sense whatsoever?
You see my thumbs?
What are your thumbs? No, I didn't see your thumbs. What are they?
You see my thumbs?
You see. This is your view on Netflix.
My view on Netflix is Netflix SUCKS.
Oh, is that a stock symbol? Let me write that one down too.
If I had to pick a stock to short, it would be NFLX.
NFLX. Okay, so this idea that Apple TV doesn't need more content doesn't seem to hold any kind of credibility to you.
Any company that's relying on content only, and that's Netflix, and they're paying through the nose, and they come up with one bomb after another.
Well, their comedy holdings are actually top notch.
I mean, but when it comes to, there's no guarantee that the next one won't be a bomb, and they're putting all kinds of money in, and
right.
They're charging more and more for their service.
But they've been dwarfed in terms of their layout. For a while, HBO was the one paying the most for content. Then for a while, it was Netflix.
Can you look at tndm? Write it down. That's another one.
All right, not a problem. I got all day.
Let's get to work.
All right.
Getting busy here.
Yep.
Well, so what do you want to do first? ATRS?
No, let's do the S&P. I wanted to get a general view of things.
You get priority over Jiggly?
Oh, I didn't know there was a priority system here.
Well, Jiggly, I know Jiggly longer than. Well, no, it's not true. I know you longer than Jiggly, but Jiggly, I know a long time.
Right. Okay.
I'll give you priority.
Disney Plus is everybody who's getting it for free with their Verizon is very happy that they're involved, and they're sort of binging out on all the Disney content, especially now that they got Universal, they got they got the Simpsons, they got all the Marvel, they got all that other stuff. That's what I'm saying. So people are gonna have to make some moves. And Amazon is, I'm sure, just because they got Miss Maisel, they're doing happy. They're happy enough, and that's why I'm just wondering. And then you got these other fly-by-night ones that don't have enough money to buy anything close to a high content company. So how are our charts going over here?
You got so many companies competing now with Netflix. I just don't like them.
Well, being the first in the market, I've learned, is not necessarily a good thing. Just think of, Alta Vista. But
yeah.
But nonetheless, we're still paying the $11 a month. Maybe with all of this, maybe that price will go down back to like $10 a month again. That would be a nice thing.
In fact, I bet you can't even name the first widely used browser for the internet.
Oh, you mean Netscape?
Yep. Where are they?
Yeah, right. Netscape, right? They're over with the Betamax.
Yep. Or the first internet service provider. Who are they?
The first internet service provider?
Yeah.
AOL, wasn't it?
Yep. And are they still a company? Barely.
Hey, my email address is still AOL. I wanted to call myself Steve C at AOL, but Steve Case took that one. Excuse me?
They were spun back off Time Warner. Did they get bought again, or are they independent now?
Oh no, I don't think they were part of that deal. HBO certainly was. Netscape, yep.
I don't know. I quit following AOL after the spinoff. After they became a company again. All they seemed to be was a game company at that time.
Right.
Gaming. All right.
So here's the S&P.
is still very much intact. So I see nothing to worry about on little pullbacks of 2 to 3%. That's where all you're going to get. Nothing serious. I said it on Wednesday. The S&P, the Dow, will all the Qs, the IWM will all go up through the end of the year at least, with minor pullbacks.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Today doesn't really count for anything because of the volume.
I mean, this trend line is a beautiful trend line, and it's pulling away from it, no less. Right? It's been trading above this trend line. It's way above the 50. The only thing you can say is it's in overbought territory, barely.
Right.
So, maybe it comes back down to this trend line and goes up a little slower. But I think we're going up through the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm using actually slightly less steep trend line, and even there, it's not.
Why don't you change from the T-VIX to the bullish VIX? Not the bullish VIX, the bearish VIX.
Well, I mean, I have enough money to go both ways simultaneously. It's not like going to the roulette wheel and simultaneously betting black and red. That's sort of dumb.
You know what you do? Buy options on the S&P 500 through the end of the year, and buy options on the IWM through the end of the year.
Do a little straddling. Not even straddling. You're saying call altogether.
Keep your T-VIX. Won't
right.
souvenir.
Have the opposite of a covered call.
As a souvenir.
It's a souvenir, right? Just like for a while I was thinking my kid's Disney stock was that. But I mean, they were born my son was born 18 years ago, and so he got 10 shares of Disney from his uncle, and I was like, oh yeah, thanks a lot. But now it's actually worth something.
Let's get to Jigglypuff's bread and butter stock. Indeed. What is it?
Oh, Jigglypuff was what was Jigglypuff looking for? He could say again, but I'm looking over here. So anyway.
ATRS?
Oh yeah, they were looking for ATRS. Yes.
I think this is a Terry's Pharmaceutical, if I remember correctly. And Terry's Pharmaceutical. I think I knew the fundamentals. I think they have an EpiPen. Jigglypuff, did they have an EpiPen?
Holy baloney! They actually had a big jump recently, don't they? Jigglypuff is saying ATRS.
ATRX?
S. No, we got it. You're right. It's Antares Pharmaceutical. ATRS.
Yeah. I want to know if they're the company that had the EpiPen for the allergic reactions.
Correct, he says.
Correct. Yeah, I was in this one and made a few bucks and didn't have the patience to stay in it as long as Jigglypuff and make a lot more money.
Uh-huh.
I made a little bit of money from about here to about here. Not much. But they had a tremendous run, a little. Looks like it wants to make another high, definitely.
25%.
The chart is quite nice.
Well, it has a little bit of a pullback over the last 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, but I like this candle, don't you? When you have that long, the long lower wick, I like it. I like that candle. There was a little distribution at the top here, and then a down day and a quick bounce back. And then we have a yucky looking candle, but a very small one. I think we move up from here, back to new highs. I like the biotechs in general. This one has proven that it can run. I don't see it giving it back so fast. I think it's going to digest the gain and move up from here. Again, I don't know all the fundamentals. They have something else going for them besides the EpiPen. I just don't remember what it is. But ask Jigglypuff why he likes it.
Let's see what he's saying anyway on this. Hold on a sec.
Why such
Let's
a
see.
big
He goes, they are in with
investment in it?
Teva. Might be a Pfizer buyout.
Ah, buyout possibility. Okay. There's so many of these biotechs are buyout possibilities because they've been knocked way the hell down. I mean, if you look at this over 5 years, you'll see a different picture.
Uh-huh.
Let's just do a quick 5-year. No, it's been actually at a 5-year high. Very interesting stock. Broke out.
Yeah, so
Could be a
Jigglypuff saying
buyout.
Jigglypuff says he thinks it's going to stay over 5 indefinitely.
Yeah. Yeah, very good pick on your part. When did you get in, Jiggly? Looks like a nice pick on Jiggly's part. I like it.
All right. Well, Jigglypuff's not answering at the moment.
All
We
right,
could use
so
that. We could use that as an opportunity to go to gud. Yeah.
Lynn had a request, no?
Which one?
Did Lynn have a request?
Yes.
Who gave me GUD?
GUD was Evil Boy for Life.
Okay,
Just tuning in. A new viewer. That's TUV. All right. And then somebody else wanted to look at tndm. And then somebody else wanted to look at our old CVM friend.
All right. What the hell is GUD?
Well, let's find out.
Yeah. I don't want a 5-year. I want a daily.
GUD is Guidewire Software.
Is that what it is?
Guidewire Software. Actually, WRE. What does my thing do that? GUD.
I don't have it's. I don't know what the heck GUD is. Did he
it's
really
not actually
GUD, or was I misinterpreting?
No, he writes GUD. But yeah, I'm having a little bit of a trouble finding GUD as well.
All right. So
all right. So actually, there's GUD Holdings and Night Therapies. Actually,
I misinterpreted. Let's go to 10.
There's GUD Toronto on the Toronto Exchange called Night Therapeutics, and that one had a big up and a big down, very volatile.
Oh, it's on Toronto. Okay, what is that? A .to? I don't know how they do that. gud.to.
Yep. If that's the one we're talking about.
Night Therapeutics. I'm going to a lot of trouble here for Evil Boy.
Yeah, well, it did take a hit. It did hit some high in the beginning of the month. About a month ago.
Yeah.
And now it's moderating again.
Yeah.
Sounds something again. What do they say? What were we told? If there's something fishy, go to the fishy side. TSX, he says.
Yeah, let's take a look at this. Ooh. Well, it looks like it really found the bottom here, and it's got the bottom I like, a rounded kind of bottom. I love this. I actually like the chart now. So with a close above the 50, I'd be long. It didn't cross the 50, but it didn't close above it. And twice it tried it and failed. So let's let it get a close above the 50 before entering. That's Dr. J's final opinion.
Okay.
Cross the 50.
Okay. Did Lynn say she wanted something? Let me look here.
What?
I was wondering whether or not Lynn said she wanted something.
I don't know. I want to do tandem for
tandem.
else.
Tandem and CVM as usual.
Ali asked about tandem. Tandem is one of my favorites. I don't own it currently, but I do like it. Well, it had a classic ABC correction, and it's moving back up. It's reloading. Excuse me. It's been a long day. I've had 3 hours sleep
All
over
that
Thanksgiving.
it's all of that all of that turkey. The
Turkey
tryptophan.
makes you sleepy.
So they say. So they say.
It's all
Actually,
that.
it's actually not sleeping that makes me sleepy.
Well, maybe. But let's see what happened here. We have EC type correction that ended right about here on the October 3rd. And then we tried to go up, failed, did not make a new high. Looked like we wanted to retest the lows. And in fact, we did. And we now have a double bottom, which Dr.
Right.
J loves. I love double bottoms. And after that double bottom, it has done nothing but go up, up, up. A 3-day sell-off, nothing to worry about.
Right.
If it takes this out, we're off to the races. If it takes out the 830 high. Another one that looks good to me is tandem, but tandem always looks good to me because I like the fundamentals. I like the gizmo, the computerized insulin pump.
Right. I think that's gonna. It's. I'll tell you something I just saw recently was that thing where that you don't have to stick yourself to get your blood level. I just saw a commercial for
I
that.
believe this one knows your blood level all the time.
Are you talking about this pump also has that feedback loop?
How can it know when to pump the insulin if it doesn't know your blood
Well,
level?
I mean, a lot of these pumps just go by timing. They'll say, all right,
No, I don't believe so. I believe this is very sophisticated computerized gizmo, the best on the market. Any pullback, buy tandem. We have a little pullback, buy tandem.
tryptophan.
All right.
And Sherry.
But then again, Spike, every time you ask me, I tell you I like tandem. Well, no matter what price it is, I seem to like it.
Well, you're right. And diabetes is not going away, unfortunately.
Yeah, tandem is one of those stocks that, to me, is going to be 100 sooner than later.
Uh-huh.
I've been saying that for a long time, though.
Well, have you been in were you in it when it was closer to the 30s? Because it was 35 for.
I ran it from 50 to, I think, 66.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think
50 is still a number of months ago.
I mean, it's one that I really like. I've tempted to get back in a number of times.
Uh-huh.
Here's one that I bought a while ago that I was sure was going to 100 when it was 80. And this is a gene editing stock, ALNY. And I barely know the fundamentals, but I finally got that 100. And when I got the 100, which was my original swing trade, I said, hell, I've been in it for 3 months, 6 months. That's not a swing trade anymore. I'm going to make my target 120.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, I'm getting greedy again. I'm reevaluating. And I said, the heck with 120. I'm going to make my target 140. And this time I mean it.
Uh-huh.
So 140, and Dr. J will vacate his position.
Oh, yeah. That does have a nice looking chart, doesn't it?
Yeah, bearish. So I could see having to suffer a little decline in here, but so what? I think this will run some more. And the similar stock is ARWR, which also had a breakout. Similar to this one, also in the same kind of biotech, I believe.
That was for cystic fibrosis.
One might be an AI, which is a little different, gene skipping instead of gene editing. I don't remember which one is which, or if they're the same. I basically bought them because I was buying a bunch of them, and it was included in the bunch, the Brady bunch.
The bunch. Now,
A bunch of gene
we have
editing
a
stocks.
request. We have a request. But if we're not going to do CVM, we do have a request for mtnb.
All right. I mean, there's nothing much to say about ARWR except somebody named Spike advised Dr. J to sell some at 40 because I had bought it at 18. I had bought it at 18, and Spike says, "Don't be greedy, sell half."
I did. Well,
But I sold only 40%,
but
and
anything I tell you should not be construed as investment advice.
no, but your advice was actually good advice because it makes me less afraid to run with the rest of it.
Well, that's true.
No,
Actually, that is
seriously.
true. No, you're right, because then now you're playing on house money. That's the way we think of it.
Yeah, I'm playing with house money and let it run to 100. I'm not afraid.
Right.
I'm less afraid.
Now this
What was
mtnb is Matinas Biopharma.
and you know letters? Once more, were those letters?
mtnb, Matinas Biopharma.
Martinez, but I don't know that one. I know it's a lot of people are playing it lately. It's been a hot.
Well, yeah, it took
buy.
a big upturn over this last month.
Uh-huh.
I mean, unfortunately, that stuff scares me. I know you see when you see stuff like that, you go, gimme, gimme, gimme. When I see stuff like that, I think, oh, I missed it.
I've seen it in a lot of tweets lately.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people in it, in and out.
Well, yeah, the 5 years is almost touching the moving average. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean the exponential.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's sort of a bit of a buy signal, but it's been above. It's certainly above all that.
Oh, gee. It looks like it wants to consolidate a little bit more to back down to that 110 area. What is it at now? 1.26? I'm looking for another shot at that
$1.23 right now.
I mean, it doesn't have to, but you have this is classic consolidation off that top.
Uh-huh. So what do you think? It's going to
So
settle around 1.2?
I think you can buy this lower. That's how it looks to me.
Uh-huh. Well,
Not much lower.
Yeah, no,
lower.
it seems like it's finding a lot of resistance below the 90. Below 90 cents.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say that you could probably get a decent price on this, especially if we're only talking about a 20 or 30% jump.
I feel pretty confident that you could buy it lower than where it is today.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Let's see. What's their what is their big
I
thing?
like the triangle for consolidation.
For
if you look at this, I have ways to go in this triangle and then breaks out to the top. But it could break out from this level at about $1.13, $1.10.
Oh, I see. And then you're saying it's a classic pennant. And usually when the pennant goes down like that, as soon as it hits the cross, it jumps up like a mother.
This is a bear flag, bull flag, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's bullish.
Uh-huh.
It's consolidated.
Now, let me ask you a question about these things because I've been curious. There was a certain type of pennant you do like and a certain type of pennant you don't like. This is a pennant where there's a flat bottom.
One is called the bull flag. The other is called the bear flag.
Well, which one is this?
This is a bull flag. You have a bullish move up, a flagpole up here.
Right.
Right. And you have the pennant coming down with the support right here.
Right.
And then usually as it gets closer to the end of the triangle, it'll break out.
And it breaks to the upside.
Most of the time.
Gotcha. Because what do you think? You think it sort of consolidates at that price and then is happy?
Of course, nothing is all of the time.
No, I know. I mean, because I thought, see, this is my problem because I thought last week you said the opposite. That's why I wanted to make sure. You know, I want to remember these things.
The opposite is true when it's a bear flag and a downtrend, and you get the opposite triangle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that's a signal that it's just going to stay on that side of the line. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, it'll
that's the reason.
continue after moving up for a while. It'll continue, get tired of moving back up and break to the downside,
Gotcha.
the opposite.
That makes a lot of sense.
All
So yeah,
right, so I
where is
like
that
this
cross then?
one. I think you can wait on this and try to get it cheaper.
Gotcha.
What else we got? Anything?
The only
Amazon?
other thing that anybody was asking for was that, your usual CVM, because that's your
Let me show
go-to.
out CVM.
Spike is like, yeah.
CVM
Somebody said
coming
Spike is like Kramer. Do the opposite. You're absolutely right. Got here late, had to feed the cows. VFF was the question from Spoon.
right.
Have we done VFF?
I don't know why he keeps reloading everything on me. My internet is screwy. Okay,
VFF
so
is Village Farms.
do we have a crossing of the 50 and the and the and the
Oh, that's our
100
CVM.
CVM? Well, we haven't crossed yet. It's good.
No, we have not.
No, and it looks like 718 area. This is a double bottom right here. We talked about this last time.
Right.
So 721 looks like a good low. 721. So we have a bottom is in, I think, at 721. Actually, this is, or even better, 726. So I think the bottom is in. We should go. It looks like we're going in this horizontal. What do you call it? Channel.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in this horizontal channel now, a breakout of the 779 at level, and we're off to the races. How many times do I have to say 711 on this one?
Right.
Yo
11.
11.
That's right.
We're going.
You've been saying that. This is our go-to for the week.
Yeah, I mean the whole 8.25 from 11:20. Once that's taken out, I see 11. Yo 11.
Yo 11.
Yo 11. One I'm not happy with is atrs. I don't want to chart it because I'm not happy with it. It'll make me feel bad at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So
well,
let's go to Amazon.
Okay, Amazon, and then we should call it a day after that, because I don't want to keep everybody.
You know something I've been saying all week. I've been tweeting it all week. When in doubt, buy Amazon.
Right.
Now, do we have any doubts? Maybe.
Well, went down 17. Everything went down today. So.
Yeah, everything. Well, not everything. Biotechs were up, the small ones.
Right.
But other than that, yeah. And even the pot stocks were okay today.
They didn't do bad. You're right. They sort of held their own.
Yeah, they didn't do terrible. Is this a bearish engulfing? No, it just misses, right? I hope. Is this body engulfing the previous body? I don't think so. The open was 1817. The close was 1818. So it's not an engulfing. Okay, so it's close to an engulfing, not an engulfing. They're about equal and opposite candles. Let's call it a draw. So let's put the fair price of Amazon right about at the close, and we move up from here. We just had 2 days to cancel each other out.
Uh-huh.
So it's as if we went back to what is it, Tuesday? Make believe this was the close on Tuesday. We continue going up. Amazon, when in doubt, buy Amazon.
Right.
I'm happy. The 50 is not where it should be, though. The 50 is below the 200, and we have the potential for a negative crossing of a bearish crossing of the 200 with the 100. So it's some of the technicals I don't like, but then again, when in doubt, buy Amazon. So, if not in doubt, you don't buy it. If it's clear cut bearish, I guess you don't buy it. But it's not clear cut. So I would say you could buy it and hold it. Worst case, you come back to 1749, I believe. That's the worst case.
Right. If you're buying too high, you still got a good bottom.
Yeah.
It seems so.
Yeah, you got a very nice bottom, beautiful bottom. Even when it went below the bottom, came right back up, sprung back.
Yeah, no, you're right. It didn't stay at 1700 that long at all. Just touched it.
Yeah, the 1749 is a nice bottom. So at this point, when in doubt, buy Amazon. If it takes out these old highs, it's probably going to make new highs. So let's
so if
see.
it breaks out at 1850, you're saying, or around there.
1853 takes that out, and then we make new highs.
Gotcha.
The big boy is going to roar once more. And Dr. J is going to fall asleep at the helm.
Right. So we'll have to apologize to Sherry for not doing Mountain.
We're going to say goodnight to Quigley. We're going to say goodnight to Evil Boy. We're going to say goodnight to
John Boy.
Spoon. VFF. Oh, I didn't. You didn't tell me about VFF. I would have charted it.
Oh, you would have charted VFF? I looked at it.
It's another pot stock.
Yeah, and I would have looked at it. I looked at it.
They're a very low cost producer. Very, very nice company. It's my browser, Doc. Clear your cookies.
Yeah, clear your cookies. Yeah, you're talking about Village Farms.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. It's
tryptophan, Clarence says.
Yes, he did.
Sleepy.
He did.
Clarence, you're right. It's tryptophan is an amino acid, right?
It's supposed to L-tryptophan.
Isn't that it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And that's what I'm saying. We still have it lingering in our bloodstreams. So everybody should have a very nice sleep tonight.
Evil Boy says acquisition news tonight on T.
Yeah, that was the story before on ATRS. Yeah, on the
one we didn't chart
on the night therapeutic. Oh no, on ATRS. Right.
We did chart night, but we didn't chart TSX unless that is night. Oh, that is.
No, we didn't. TSX is something different.
Oh,
we didn't chart that one.
Okay.
So we'll have plenty to do next week.
This has been nothing but a sensational show.
Yes.
I want to thank you for keeping Dr. J honest. And I want you to study your Vaudeville acts.
Right. Okay. There was the other one. What was the other one? Oh, yeah. I bought my girlfriend a new bicycle, and now she's pedaling it all over town.
Lynn! Dr. J will catch up on his sleep, and so will all the others who partied too much.
Never too much.
It's not like that I partied too much. I had a long commute. I went west. What is it? West? I went west, young man.
You went all the way to New Jersey.
I went west of Philly, west.
Oh.
And Subaru is late to the party.
Oh, Subaru.
You're invited to next week's party. We
yes,
have a party
absolutely.
Every Friday at 7:30. Clarence, you have a good weekend too. This has been Dr. J for Spike.
And Spike, yep.
Saying good night from Long Island. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends. Don't forget to give us 2 thumbs up.
Take care, everybody. Good weekend.
Give us a chow. Can you give us a chow?
A chow.
Come on. Your best chow.
Sherry says yes, yes, yes. I guess Clarence is already off. Let's just say goodbye and sayonara. And
come on, Spike. Sayonara, give me a chow. for Spike and I, ciao.